So you've got that from the border. You've got this from overseas in the Red Sea today. A U.S. Navy warship responding to another Houthi drone attack as that Iranian-backed rebel group keeps disrupting vital shipping routes. Retired four-star General Keane, Fox News senior strategic analyst. So this is in the Red Sea, just so viewers know. This is north and east of there, at least 98 attacks on U.S. forces, primarily in eastern Syria and throughout the country of Iraq. Let's call for one, guys. Put the map on the screen. Thank you very much. Back to the Red Sea. This is what we're dealing with, General. You have major commercial shipping companies that run international businesses that have said, we're not going to go through the Red Sea anymore because the Houthi rebels have gone on offense. Where are we on this? Why would we not respond?
Yeah, certainly. Well, this is all about the Suez Canal. That Red Sea is the entrance to that, and that's what the commercial shippers now are, obviously, if they're not going through there, going all the way around Africa, and that's going to impact global economy. And Iran is calling the shots here. They clearly want to demonstrate, not only to the countries in the Middle East, but also the allies of the United States, that their ability to have control and influence in the region. After all, their strategic objective is to dominate and control the region. They have said that every year of their 43 years in existence. And here is a demonstration of what they have the ability to do. I think it's really quite shameful that the administration is likely waiting until soldiers or sailors get killed in this. I mean, the idea of having a military is to deter. And when your adversary is escalating, then you have to take action to deter them from further escalation. And that is what we have failed to do here. What needs to be done, Bill? We have to conduct a significant attack against Houthi capabilities, rockets, missiles, storage sites, and their command and control. Not a pinprick. I'm talking about a destruction of their major capability. Secondly, we need to do something with Iran. I always suggest go to the IRGC, who controls these proxies, not just the Houthis, but the 100 or so attacks you referenced on the map of our bases in Iraq and Syria. Take some of that capability down so that they understand we really mean business, and if they continue, we'll do more of the same.
Well,
if we don't do that, much of this is going to continue.
Yeah. Amen to that, General. From over the weekend, on your point about Iran, listen here.
Offensive military response is the only kind of response the Iranians are going to understand and respect. It's time for the administration to act. It's good to have a bunch of nations coming together to protect that shipping, but direct action against Iran is what's needed now.
Two things here. There's a report over the weekend that the Saudis are urging the administration not to go after Yemen because the Saudis are trying to keep the relationship with Iran intact. That's point number one. Point number two, I didn't realize this. But the report suggests in the Wall Street Journal that the Houthis might be the most equipped of all the Iranian proxies, even more than Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. And they have medium-range ballistic missiles, and they can fire anti-ship ballistic missiles. That seems to be a measure of firepower that we have not seen in other areas. General, can you confirm this? And if so, what would you react to it? How?
Yeah, a couple things. Well, first of all, on the Saudis, they have a truce with the Houthis, so the war has stopped between Saudi Arabia and the Houthis, and they don't want to destabilize that and go back to it. I think we take the Saudis' counsel, but we act in the interest of the United States. And our interests are what I just suggested we do. We take action. When it comes to the Houthis, yes, they have ballistic missiles, and that is a significant capability. And the degree that they have them and the numbers they have them is different from what Hezbollah has. But Hezbollah is a very well-organized military organization that has over 130,000 rockets and missiles. Both of them are formidable. Hezbollah still is weighted, certainly because of the scale of their ground forces and also of the missiles and rockets that they have. But both formidable opponents and both proxies to Iran, where Iran calls the shots. That is what we have to clearly understand here.
Well, if we take action against them, I should say, it will be major news, and we await to see whether or not that happens. General, thank you. On a Monday, Keane, nice to have you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.